Yeah, 12 o'clock at night. But let's see what's going on. Yeah, hang on there.
रस के भरे कपूर जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल जय जय राधा
Naam. Huh?
किशोरवन
Kishorban. Oh, Kishorban. That group was called, well, they're from Kishorivan. Yeah, they're from Kishorivan. It's a well-known group. Yeah. There's quite a lot of people out here, 12 o'clock at night. And it's still cool. During the day it gets scorching hot, but it's been all right cool. Yeah, I actually did this, like I've said before, 1987. I started over by, there's a tree, white and black, in Raman Reti. So yeah, it's like two trees wrapped around each other. You can't tell it so much now, but famous tree. So it's like the playground of Raman Reti is the playground for Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys. So I started there and I came down. This area, there was no road. This area, there was just the beach. Yeah. So it wasn't that difficult because You get on the road, it's really hard to go down and up. Whoa. And it hurts your knees. And when I did the Govardhan Bikram twice, 1988 and 1999, when I did that, oh my Lord, there was road, and my knees got so cut up. I had to actually stop one place and ask them to please mend my knees up. Actually, while I was doing the Bikram, because I didn't know the way so easily, you know, and you get pretty tired. You don't even know where you are. So when you're going towards Govardhan City, you know, there's this road, Dangati. Dangati, it connects the two parts of the Bikram. So it's like would cut the Bikram in half. So when I got to that place and I saw so many people walking that road, I said, oh, this must be the Bikram road I'm supposed to take. But about halfway down, some people that knew that I was doing the Dandotri, they came up to me and they said, no, you're cutting it in half. You have to go back. Yeah, oh man. I said, really? And so, you know, anyways, I was able to get up to at least Modi Ashram, where Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj would stay. Of course, that was the sometime before I saw him there. Yeah. Second time I knew. But, you know, people would give you places to stay and everything. As I was doing my Bikram in Govardhan, you know, during Kartik again. I did the Kartik Bikram, you know, in Vrindavan. It was Kartik time. The taking of Krishna back to Mathura. And here I was the next time doing the Kartik time. And I stayed at the small little temple right next or close by the Modi Ashram. And Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj was staying at the Modi Ashram. So, you know, I was close enough there. Of course, you know, when you're, yeah. I can remember it so nice. And then all of a sudden, I was tired. That day I was tired. I got out there in the morning. Yeah, get out here in the morning and take advantage of the nice time. And when I came out in the morning, I started doing my dandavats. This little boy, and I mean, you know, back then there was hardly anybody that talked English. There was a little boy. And he came up to me, and, you know, I'm laying down, doing my dandavat. He says, what are you doing? And of course, you know, I haven't eaten or anything like that, unless somebody gave me something to eat. I didn't bring any money with me. I wanted to do it the right way. No money in my pocket or anything. You know, here I am doing my Dandotri, and this little kid's bothering me and saying, what are you doing? I says, how does this kid know English? Okay. I says, I'm doing my dandavats around Govardhan. He says, you're not doing this right. And I said, I mean, who are you to? You know, I didn't know what to say, and I said, okay, what am I doing wrong? He said, well, when you pass Manasi Ganga, And I said, man, I passed Manasi Ganga yesterday. Well, like in the morning time, I passed Manasi Ganga. This kid was at Manasi Ganga? And he said, yeah, when you pass Manasi Ganga is actually the proper place to start the Dandavats. You worship Govardhan at Manasi Ganga, and then after that, you get permission to do your Dandavats. And I said, well, I missed it. And I just put my head back down and started doing my Dandavats. He says, but no problem. Just give me something and I will go do the puja for you. And I said, I don't have any money with me. I'm doing this and I'm trying to do it so that I don't depend on money. So I don't have any money. And he said, no, you got a rupee and a half tucked in your dhoti. That was it. All I could do was just I was sitting on the pavement. I wasn't even sitting on the outside of the road. I was sitting right in the middle of the pavement. And I said, first of all, he knew that I didn't go and do the puja at Manasi Ganga. Second of all, he knows I have a rupee and a half, and he's going to go do my puja. So I said, well, it sounds like a good idea, Little Brijbasi boy. So I said, okay, I'll go ahead and give you my rupee and a half that I have with me, and you go do my puja so that I can complete my dandavats in the right way. So then he told me, and actually, the best thing to do, you're on the pavement at the wrong time. Like right then, it was cool, the pavement. But better you take to the sand and where the trees are when the heat comes up. And I said, okay, I'll take your advice. No problem. So I have never been able to figure out who that little kid was. But it surely doesn't seem like is some ordinary kid when he spoke such good English. And I would say he was just up to my waist. If I stood up, he would just come up to my waist. So, small kid, young kid. So, along the way, some other kids bothered me too. Like some other kids bothered me. They came up to me and they said, "What is your mantra that you're saying?" And I looked at the boy and I said, "I've got a mantra from my country. I like Coca-Cola. I like Coca-Cola. That's my mantra." And a few of the kids, they would go, "No, that's not the mantra you're supposed to be saying." I said, "I'm sorry. I'm an American, and I like Coca-Cola." So, and then I just go back to my Thunderbirds. And, when I got back I made it like because I started at Radhakund, so I made it about 3/4 around, and I'm now at the Govardhan city. And as I was doing my Dandavats through, all of a sudden, I lifted up my head, and one kid looks at me and says, "How many times have you done this?" And I looked at him and said, "What do you mean, how many times have I done this?" "Doesn't count unless you do it 4 times. I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah. If you don't do it 4 times, doesn't count." That was it, Here I am 3/4 of the way through, and whew, some kid's telling me something like that. I'm like, oh, be merciful, Krishna, do something. Anyways, so I met up with a group. It was a group from Keshigat, who were singers, professional singers, and a princess who was with them from Rajasthan. So the 4 boys, they were protecting her. And there 2 or 3 would go ahead and get a place for them to stay. And somehow or other, I ended up twice in the same place where they stayed. So we practically were together as we were going around. So their last night, not my last night, but their last night, because they were going to complete their Dandavats, they sang and danced all night long. And cooked, too. Of course, I was eating with them, too. That was about for 3 of the 7 days. Yeah, 3 of the 7 days, I couldn't even believe how they ate and how they'd be able to go out and do Dandavats. Sometimes it's not so much recommended by the societies to do Dandavats because the people are just doing it for some material pleasure or something like that. But when you see Govardhan and Vrindavan at that level of vision, of just laying down on the ground, it's just something else. So I would never give up my 1 time around Vrindavan and twice, and twice around Govardhan. I wouldn't give it up. That's my experience in doing Dandotri. Not that I recommend it for persons because it takes quite a while. It took 7 days, Govardhan, and it took 32 hours, Vrindavan. Yeah. In both places, I just laid down wherever I could. And sometimes somebody would come out and ask me to go in, and they even give me a blanket to sleep with. Yeah, that's what happened in Govardhan. Yeah. Well protected. Well protected. That was a nice group. Kishorivan. Kishorivan, I know those boys. Because Kishorivan, they do also Ganesh Puja on the appearance date of Ganesh. And I've gone out with them. Kishorivan is where Sri Hari Ram. You've got three personalities: Sri Hari Vamsh, Sri Hari Ram, and Sri Hari Das. Those three personalities were great friends. But sometimes, although those were great friends, and they were around at the same time, still there's some conflicts between the followers. Yeah, that's what generally happens, And so Sri Hari Ram, the Kishorivan, is taken care of by, Jai Govinda. I'm pretty sure that he's called Jai Govinda. Pretty nice man. And he sends me videos of Sri Hari Ram's deities. Kunja Bihari, or the Radha Kunja Bihari, or Sri Hari Das's, Radha Vallabha, or Sri Hari Vamsh, and Sri Hari Ram, I think it's Radha Madhava. If I've said it wrong, please forgive me. Yeah. So neither Sri Radha Kunja Vihari is not here in Vrindavan. They're in Bharatpur, Rajasthan. And the deities of Sri Hari Ram, they're all the way in Madhya Pradesh. They were taken there for security. And the deities of Sri Radha Vallabha, certainly here in Vrindavan, of Sri Hari Vamsh. So I think I better jump in bed. It's 12:30. Yeah, I think I better. I'll try to take Gornitai out tomorrow. They like this.